It ends with The Lion Sleeps Tonight playing. But what appears on screen isn't comedy. It's a racist caricature of Barack and Michelle Obama portrayed as apes. And it was shared from Donald Trump's official Truth Social account. No context, no warning, just a meme echoing one of the oldest racist tropes in American history. The backlash was instant. Democrats condemned it. Republicans condemned it. Even members of Trump's own party called it indefensible. Senator Tim Scott, the only black Republican in the Senate, called it the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. The clip appeared at the end of a video pushing unfounded claims about voter fraud in the 2020 election. The ape image was reportedly taken from a conservative meme account on X and embedded into the post. The White House response? At first, they called the backlash fake outrage. Later, they blamed a staff member. Then, the post was quietly deleted. Trump told reporters he didn't see that part of the video. When asked if he would apologize, he said, "I didn't make a mistake. No apology. No acknowledgement. Just denial." Days later, former President Barack Obama addressed the moment indirectly on a podcast with Tyler Cohen. He never mentioned Trump by name. He didn't attack. He didn't escalate. Instead, he described something deeper. The host referenced the post directly. "Just days ago, Donald Trump put a picture of you, your face, on an ape's body." Obama's response wasn't outrage. It was diagnosis. It's important to recognize that the majority of the American people find this behavior deeply troubling. Then he went further. He said political discourse in America has devolved to a level of cruelty that we haven't seen before. Cruelty. Not disagreement. Not rivalry. Cruelty. He described today's political environment as a clown show dominating social media and television. But the most striking line? There doesn't seem to be any shame about this among people who used to feel like you had to have some decorum and respect for the office. That's been lost. That's the heart of it. Not just a meme. Not just a controversy, but the disappearance of shame. For decades, American politics had rules, unwritten rules about dignity, propriety, and basic respect. Presidents attacked each other's policies, they debated fiercely, but certain lines were rarely crossed. Racial caricatures of former presidents, public mockery tied to centuries-old dehumanizing tropes, those were beyond the pale. Now they generate clicks. They trend. They distract. And that's exactly what Obama suggested. It gets attention, it's a distraction. He argued that while the loudest voices dominate social media, most Americans still believe in decency and kindness. He said that as he travels across the country, he meets people who still value courtesy. That contrast between online spectacle and everyday citizens is what he emphasized. Not anger. Not revenge. A warning. The podcast, 47 minutes long, covered more than the controversy. Obama praised peaceful protesters organizing against immigration operations. He criticized the rhetoric, labeling some ICE targets as domestic terrorists. He discussed electoral redistricting. He talked about his presidential library opening next year in Chicago. But he closed on something heavier. Our nation is now at a crossroads. A crossroads between spectacle and substance. Between outrage and accountability. Between cruelty and civic responsibility. This wasn't just about a meme. The image of black Americans depicted as apes is one of the oldest tools of dehumanization in U.S. history. It was used to justify segregation, violence, exclusion. Seeing it attached to a former president and shared from an official political account isn't random internet trolling. It's symbolic. And symbolism matters in politics, especially when it comes from the highest levels of power. Trump says he didn't see it. The White House says it was a staffer. Supporters say it's overblown. Critics say it reveals the moral direction of modern political culture. Obama didn't escalate the fight. He didn't demand an apology. He didn't name his successor. He simply said something that may be more powerful than anger. Shame is gone. And when shame disappears from public office, the guardrails weaken. That's the real story. Not the meme, not the deletion, not the denial, but what it says about where American political discourse stands today.